What's up, it's your boy Clickpoint XX here, and welcome to another Storytime video. I was actually meant to make this video a while ago. I did a poll on my Snapchat, which to be fair is only full of people I actually know, so maybe that wasn't smart. But whatever. Asking what I should do for my next non-gaming video, and I ended up doing like 2 tier list videos since then. And I guess this is still kind of a gaming video. I don't know, but anyway, so. This time I'm going to be telling another matching story. This is the second time that me and Michael, who, if you still don't know who Michael is, he's been in one of my live streams, my Minecraft live stream, but if you want to see him, he's been 2 of my live streams, and he's also been in the most recent Stitch Crew video, which is called the Stitch Crew Do Something. Go check that out, it's on the Stitch Crew channel. So the second time we did it, this is probably the best time we did it. The first time's obviously the most interesting, probably, I know which one's a more interesting story, but let's get into this. So, this time we actually didn't plan this ahead. So we were in school, and at break time, he walked up to me and he was just like, "Yo, want to just bench?" And I was like, "Fuck it, why not?" So we went down to the first bus stop, the closest one to the school, which we're actually allowed to go to at break. At lunchtime, it's sometimes a little different because the people who are outside at lunch are a lot more strict. But this was break time. And then after the bell rang and then everybody had gone inside, we fucking ran out of the school. So we'd been there for the first 2 periods, and we ran out of the school. And I don't know how we weren't heard, because our footsteps were so... Well, not even footsteps. Like, our feet hitting the ground as we were running were so loud, bro. I swear you could hear a fucking echo from Japan. But no, so after we got out, what we did was we actually, every time we walked past someone in the street, we pretended like we were getting out of school for a bit to look for Michael's inhaler. So every time someone walked by, we would say to them, "Okay, so you think you dropped it?" Like, sort of stuff like that. So we were kind of smart about this. So we went into the shops and decided to start buying a couple things. And one thing that we bought was actually just, this is like super out of the blue, but like we bought like mint sweets, which we had bought the last time, and bro, I swear they looked like glass, but that's not really relevant. We went to the same spot in the Forest Park that we did the time before, set our bags and the wee thing. I think we even like drew our names into your tree as like a mark that was like our mission spot. And so we went into a couple shops, which that was all Michael's idea. I thought he was fucking stupid going into so many shops. I'm sorry if the story feels all over the place. I'm just sort of telling you the general stuff, not the order it happened in. But, because I can't really remember. But there was a point where we went into this, like, hardware shop. I told Michael we probably shouldn't be going in there. But he decided to do it anyway because he's a fucking idiot. But, and he was walking around the shop, and the dude who owned, like, the shop, well, obviously not owned the shop, like, you know what I mean? The guy who was at the till, the fucking, whatever the fuck, the dude who was working the till, the fucking cashier, you may call him, as you call them in America, was walking about the store following us, asking us questions, and whenever we got up, we were like, "Dude, that dude's a fucking creep." So, yeah, that was interesting. And then we were afraid he was going to call the school or something, but we did have our blazers off. But we also, I think it's pretty odd because it is the closest school. Yeah, if he would have known what school to call, I suppose. What am I talking about? I'm stupid. But yeah, we also walked through like a couple different things. Like we walked up. We actually walked. Okay, right. So this is another funny part. We walked into an estate of someone who I don't really want to name, but I used to make YouTube videos with them. Not exactly friends with them anymore, but that's not the point. We walked up to this person's house as like a joke, and we were gonna I think I was gonna take a picture and send it to him and say, "I'm at your house. I'm gonna wait for you and kill you," or some joke like that. Or maybe it was because I wasn't friends with him and I was trying to be funny and just sort of see if he was off school and sort of like take the piss out of him. It was one of the two. But I don't know, I thought that was funny. But then we realised that this person's mum's car was in the driveway, and we decided not to go near it in case we were seen, blah, blah, blah. So then we left, and, oh God. I was going to say something. I forget what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. I'm forgetting stuff right on the fly here. Michael started pretending he had Tourette's and stuff and just shouting shit. He always does. I've never up the road. Every time someone walks by, he just says something like super fucking like I fucked your mum or something like that. I don't know. He thinks he's funny. I don't know. It's weird. But this time he was pretending to have Tourette's while he was doing it, which was a bit mad. But eventually we were just walking around in the forest, in like the forest park. I think we went into the maze at one point, and we were just playing music and shit. And like honestly, we are not low key at all when we do this. We are super like mad. But yeah. Also, I forgot to mention a couple things in the last story time. There's more to this story, but I just want to bring this up while it's on my mind. So in the last story time video, where I talked about my first time mentioned school, the way we were found by the school was actually not just because of the text message, because the text message was sent late because the school had already found out, and it was because they overheard people in the class talking about it, because I stupidly put it up in my Snapchat story thinking people would keep their mouths shut, and I didn't tell the teachers, but like they were talking about it, and the teachers overheard and stuff, so that's how that all happened. I just forgot to mention that. There was one person in particular, the girl who I called Jen in these stories because reasons. She actually replied and stuff and was like saying shit, and I was like, bitch, I don't care. I fucking hate that bitch. But whatever. Back to the current story. So there was a point where Michael decided he wanted to walk to his house, which was in a completely different town. So we started walking on like this really closed off road with no footpath or anything. So we had to keep getting out of the way of like cars and stuff. And there was a point, like it's like a really closed off road, and like you're not supposed to be walking there. But there was a point where we came across like a farm type area. Now this was funny. And there was a bunch of cars, and they were just staring at us, and Michael was shouting shit at them. And whenever we walked away, I turned around and I was like, yo, Michael, if I turn around in like 5 minutes and see a whole horde of cars walking after us, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Which is possibly the funniest thing I've ever said. But it was a really long walk. It was probably one of the stupider ideas Michael's ever had, especially considering his mum drives that way to get home from work, and there was no way for us to hide. So she ended up spotting us, and she told us to get in the car, and she started questioning me on the way back, and fucking Nickelback was playing on the radio, which was interesting, and I sort of made a joke about that because Nickelback, even though I actually like Nickelback, but whatever. And she said, like, whose idea was it? And I was like, it was Michael's, because I'm not taking the heat for that kind of shit, you know? And then, I'm not going to take the heat for something, although ever since that happened, we have both sort of taken the heat. So I consider that was the last time it was only his idea. Because after that, it was even my idea a couple of times, because I just didn't want to be in school. But then she said, if Michael put his hand on the fire, would you do it? And I was like, bitch, don't give me that shit. I was pissed. I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. I was pissed. And then she, whenever we got to the town I live in, she asked, where do you live? And I told her, like, the general area of my estate, because my estate is actually has the same name as a hotel, which is close to my estate. So I didn't say the name of it, because people often get it mixed up with a hotel. So I said, just the, I told the general location. She said, oh, so it's this estate. I'm not going to tell you the fucking estate I live in. But, and I said, oh, yeah. And then she's like, well, then why didn't you just say that? And I'm like, because most people don't know what the place is called. And she says, well, I'm not most people. Am I, Michael? And I was like, how the fuck would I know that? I've never met you before. And Michael barely talks about this kind of stuff. So that kind of pissed me off. And then she left me off, like, across the street from my estate. So after that, I walked up to, I walked up to the town centre, and I text Stitch Waffles or Nathan, whatever the fuck. I'm just gonna call him Waffles. I text Waffles, and was like, yo, I need to meet up with you because my mum is gonna kill me if she finds out that I was mentioned again. And we actually did. He was busy with something, but he was able to make some time. I don't know why I thought that. I think the reason I actually met up with him because I was bored and I didn't want to just wait there for a long ass time, so I actually met up with him because I didn't want to be bored. We ended up talking about a couple things, and after that I went home, and my mum had no idea. Obviously Michael's mum found out because she literally spoiled us, but my mum had no idea, bro. I told her about it recently. We were on the way to a guitar lesson before Corona, before that whole thing happened and the apocalypse became a thing. I told her about this, and I don't know, she thought it was funny. But yeah, that was hilarious. And the reason I actually didn't get caught was because I was in for those first two periods. And one of my friends from school, I asked him, because I had maths in the first two periods, and I had maths later that day after me and Michael had left. So I asked one of my friends, Eric, can you just cover for me in maths if she asks where I've gone? And the teacher didn't ask a thing. She didn't question anything. When she saw I wasn't there, she just went, oh, Cal's not here. Which was insane. Like, I cannot believe that actually happened. That was just pure fucking luck right there, man. Pure fucking luck. But, yeah, that was my second time mitching. That was awesome. That was definitely a fun time. Especially considering I didn't get caught, so that was awesome. But anyway, so if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a comment in the comment section below telling me if you have any stories like this, because I'm actually really interested, because I find stuff like this very interesting. And also tell me if you want to hear more of these stories, because I have quite a few of these. I might even get Michael on some of the stories, because I'd like to hear, like, so you can hear what he remembers of it. Although I have a pretty good memory, so I remember things pretty correctly. If anyone, I think I'm the most reliable source, because I have like a photographic memory and it's really creepy. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.